WWE Super Showdown 2018 preview. Welcome back to the ACB Wrestling Talk channel, your main source for wrestling news, topics, discussion, previews, all that kind of good stuff. I am your host, Alexis Carrillo, and today is October 5th. Tomorrow is October 6th, and you're going to have to get up real early in the morning and tune into the WWE Network to catch this event right here, the Super Showdown from Melbourne, Australia, in front of 70,000 plus fans inside a stadium. It's gonna be a big event, but, and here's my honest opinion, and again, I have to be honest with you, I consider this event nothing more than a glorified house show. Why? Because if I recall, the greatest Royal Rumble all the way back in April was a glorified house show. So that's why I consider this another glorified house show. But at least this one, at least in this case, this event tomorrow night has a lot more potential in terms of quality than the one in April did. And let's not forget that they're also building up to Crown Jewel in November back in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, but we'll get to that later in the month. Back to this event. So we have 10 matches on the card for the Super Showdown in Australia. And there's been a lot of rumors talking about how there might not be any title changes for this event. How they just want this to be a network special, and not a lot of fans might tune into it because it's so early in the morning. I think there might be one title change, and I'll get to that right here, right now. So anyway, let's get right into these matches. First and foremost, you got the Cruiserweight Championship on the line. Cedric Alexander has been on a roll since WrestleMania when he won that title, but now he's facing off against Buddy Murphy in his home country. Buddy Murphy has a hometown advantage, and being that we have two matches at Super Showdown with Australian superstars involved in these matches, I think Cedric Alexander gets the win right here. There's always a case that someone is in their hometown and they never win. They never let them win. But with that in mind, let's move on to the other match with an Australian team, home team advantage. And we got the IIconics versus Asuka and Naomi. Now, because we're in Australia, I think WWE will have at least one Australian native win their match. In this case, I think the IIconics steal this one. Lord knows they need momentum because in the ring they've been a bit lackluster. So I'm going with the IIconics for this tag team match over Asuka and Naomi, which I get it doesn't, if that indeed happens, does not leave a lot of hardcore wrestling fans happy because for them, it's not believable. We'll just have to wait and see what goes down in Melbourne, Australia. Then we got the 5-time tag team champs, The New Day, putting on their SmackDown tag team titles against The Bar. And I've got to say this. Even though in recent weeks on SmackDown Live, you've had Sheamus and Cesaro get big wins in singles matches against members of the New Day. Even though that has happened, and that usually means by WWE logic, if there is any logic book out there, that usually means that the Bar will not go over. That means that the Bar will not win this match. But I'm gonna be a little bit selfish here, and I'm gonna pick the Bar to win the SmackDown tag team titles right here, right now, for this event. Why? Because I think the New Day being tag team champions, it's played out. The Bar has been on the shelf for far too long with nothing to do. You really gotta elevate them back to where they were on the Monday Night Raw scene, and I think them winning the tag team titles right here in Melbourne, Australia does that trick. So anyway, the Bar gets the win right here, right now. Well, in Super Showdown, obviously. Then we have John Cena returning after months and months and months. I think the last time we saw him was at WrestleMania, but in this case, he's tagging with the Dominator himself, Bobby Lashley, and I'm pretty sure you can expect the Man of the Hour, Lio Rush, to be ringside for this match as well. And they're tagging to face off against Kevin Owens and Elias, who I've got to say might not be welcome in Seattle for a very, 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 very long time, because the heat this past Monday Night Raw, the booing was so loud. You actually had Owens and Elias yelling on the microphones just to get their promos out. So that was incredible. That was hilarious as well. That was funny as hell, seeing the crowd not quiet down, get even louder. So, all of those things considered, who goes over, Cena and Lashley or Owens and Elias? I gotta go with John Cena and Lashley. Cena's returning, he's the big star, he's the main eventer, he was the franchise of the company, and when he returns, he is, more often times than not, still the face of the company. So I gotta go with Cena and Lashley on this one. Ronda Rousey, the Raw Women's Champion, tags with the Bellas to face off against the Riott Squad. Now, it's been confirmed that Liv Morgan has been cleared to partake in this match, to be in this 6-woman tag team match at Super Showdown. However, I believe that they're going to take some precautions, and Liv Morgan is not going to have a lot to do in this match. She's not going to be in there too much, because she had a concussion. You know, you have to take some precautions. She might be in there for a couple of spots, but more often than not, you have Ruby Riott doing the heavy lifting for the team, because she is the most talented of that team, and Sarah Logan can carry Liv Morgan's weight for now. As far as who wins this match, I gotta go with the Raw Women's Champion, Ronda Rousey, and the Bella Twins. And hopefully we start getting the wheels rolling for their rumored feud for Evolution between Ronda Rousey and Nikki Bella for the Raw Women's Championship. So, as far as the 6-woman tag team match is concerned, Ronda Rousey and the Bella Twins get the win. And we go into the real meat, the real highlights of this show. The matches, the bouts that will put butts in the seats right here, right now with these matches. Let's start with the SmackDown Women's title. Becky Lynch defends her title in her division against Charlotte Flair. Now, you've heard me speak of this feud very often times in the past. You know that I was kind of hoping that they'd hold off Becky's coronation, Becky's big title win for Revolution, but that didn't happen. That's fine. Now we got this match at Super Showdown, and one thing's for sure, it's too damn soon to take the title off of off of Becky Lynch, pardon me. It's too damn soon to take the title off of her, and the rivalry is just starting to heat up. Charlotte Flair is starting to get a little bit more riled up. She's starting to see more and more of Becky Lynch as an enemy instead of a friend. So, right here, right now at Melbourne, Australia, Super Showdown, I think this will most likely end in one of two ways. Either Becky Lynch retains her title by pinning Charlotte, or the one that I believe is most likely, and the one that I'm hoping does happen, the women fight to a no contest, leading up to a very high stipulation, very high stakes match at Evolution, and hopefully that match at Evolution closes out the show. So, all in all, I believe Becky Lynch walks out still SmackDown Women's Champion. Then we got the 6-man tag team match. What many might call the 6-man tag team war. The Shield face off against the Pack. Now, like I said, there was about a 5% chance that Dean Ambrose would turn on his Shield brethren before Super Showdown, and it did not happen. However, this show, Super Showdown, is a prime example. It is a stage big enough for Dean Ambrose to turn on them. However, I believe that's not the case. I don't think they're gonna waste Dean Ambrose heel turn against his Shield brothers on a, like I said in the beginning of this video, a glorified house show that not a lot of people will see because of the time difference. So I think Dean Ambrose heel turn is far ahead leading into WrestleMania for a possible match against Seth Rollins. That's what I believe. Now, who's going over? The Shield or the Pack? Although it's very hard to consider the fact that WWE might go with the Shield winning in Australia, you know, getting that big stage, getting that big pop, 70,000 plus fans, the Shield music playing in the background, them standing tall. Strowman needs some momentum. The Monster needs some momentum, and as well as the tag team champions McIntyre and Ziggler. So I'm going with the Pack winning this tag bout, and maybe a little bit more planting of the seeds of a little bit of dissension in the Shield. Like I said, that might not be the case. That might not be a high probability, but it could happen. But still, the Pack ends up winning this match. Then we got Daniel Bryan versus The Miz. The winner gets a WWE Championship match in the future. Whether that be SmackDown 1000, whether that be Crown Jewel, whether that be Survivor Series, that's yet to be determined. But the winner of this match will get a WWE title shot. Is it too soon and too abrupt to put Daniel Bryan in that situation? Where he is either about to win the WWE Championship or he does win the WWE title. I believe it is too soon. I believe that you've got to give Daniel Bryan that underdog run. They've already committed to the fact that he lost to The Miz at SummerSlam. And then he lost the mixed tag team match with Brie Bella against Maurice and The Miz at Hell in a Cell. So they're already committing to the fact that Daniel Bryan has not been able to get The Miz, get a win over The Miz. They've already committed to that fact. So I think it would be counterproductive to actually have Daniel Bryan win this match against The Miz. With that in mind, obviously, have to go with The Miz winning the WWE Championship #1 contender match right here, right now. And in the future, in the very near future, having The Miz once again become WWE Champion. But we'll get to that later. Hopefully later in the year. So anyway, The Miz wins this match, at least for me. And directly connected to this match is the other one. The WWE title. AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. In a match where there must be a winner. And as far as I'm concerned, I might get my facts straight, but this is the last time they'll be facing each other regardless of who wins. So, Styles versus Joe, WWE title. Who comes out the victor? As much as it pains me to say, I don't think Samoa Joe walks out WWE Champion. And that's a shame, because that Samoa Joe, he's built up a great sociopath, creep, disturbing character on TV. That is just must watch. That is just must see. And even though losing to AJ Styles isn't being buried, because it's AJ Styles. He's phenomenal. He's a WWE champion. If you lose to him, it's not a big deal if you lose to him. But I really don't want him to hit the brakes on Samoa Joe's current run. So it is a shame, and I do believe AJ Styles walks out still WWE champion, and in the future drops the title to The Miz. That's my belief. That's what I think the road they're setting up. And hopefully Joe can move possibly into a feud with Daniel Bryan. That'd be awesome. That'd be great. That'd be a good consolation prize for not having both Joe and Bryan in the WWE title picture right now. Then again, we could have them in a WWE title picture. We'll have to find out at Super Showdown. But for now, I have to go with AJ Styles. And just pointing this out, I think this match should close out the show, but the match that I'm sure will close out the show is, for the last time ever, two legends, Triple H, The Undertaker. For the last time ever, Undertaker with his brother Kane in his corner. Triple H with his former DX teammate Shawn Michaels in his corner. Who's coming out the winner of this last match ever between these two legends? Number one, I could not care less. No, in fact, I could care less. I could care less about this match, about the actual match. The build-up has been good to great, mostly because of the promos, mostly because of nostalgia. Because I love their entrances, and I love their past performances, and I just feel like a kid when I see them on my TV set. And number two, this match, the in-ring action between these two does not excite me at all. Triple H, The Undertaker. If you ask me, The Undertaker should have retired like 5 years ago. He just can't go. He can't go in the ring anymore. At least not for more than 10 minutes. He's been carried throughout his matches year after year after year after year, which is why we have not seen him in many matches over the past 5 years. So if you ask me, The Undertaker should have retired. I think the perfect goodbye for him, even though fans were not happy with it, was when he lost to Roman Reigns and he left his gear in the middle of the ring. That was a perfect goodbye. But he returned. We got this match, and it seems we're going to be building up to a series of matches with The Undertaker in that ring. And a return from Shawn Michaels, who's been the only guy to retire and not come back. But, things happen, You just have to deal with it. And gotta say, not excited for this match. So all in all, who walks out with the win right here, right now? For days and days and days and weeks and weeks and weeks, I believed, you're not gonna have The Undertaker lose. The Undertaker almost never loses. But this is the quote-unquote last time ever, and Triple H has never defeated The Undertaker, so it's gonna be pretty hard to pass up that opportunity to have Triple H beat The Undertaker at least once in his career, and that once being the very last match they ever have. So I have to go with Triple H coming out with the win out of Super Showdown in a very lackluster match, overbooked, and leading up to a tag team match at Crown Jewel between DX and the Brothers of Destruction. That's what I believe. Those are the Super Showdown predictions. If you have your own predictions, if you disagree with me, if you agree with me, leave your thoughts below. In fact, get on the comment section below right here on YouTube and leave me your predictions for this entire event, for the entire 10-match setup for Super Showdown. I'd love to read what you guys think. If you follow wrestling news, topics, discussion, previews, all that kind of good stuff, consider subscribing. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you dislike this video, hit the dislike button. That's it for me. Till next time.